Hello and welcome to another episode of TEVAdrive. Surprisingly, we got a call from Volvo Canada soon after we reviewed and shot the video of the V90 Polestar plug-in hybrid wagon from Volvo. We got a call that last minute there was a cancellation and we are getting a chance to drive its sibling sedan. This is the Volvo S60 Polestar engineered plug-in hybrid. So we will make it much shorter and sweeter because last time we had a very long video describing all the features. So in this video we will simply concentrate on the differences with its wagon brother. Okay, so this one is in a black color. You can also see the distinct Polestar logo on the front and in the sport spoiler at the bottom. It's equipped with the same 19-inch wheels as the wagon we reviewed with Brembo brakes on the side. Of course, the charging port is here. Please excuse the dirt because we've been driving it through the record-breaking snowstorm that happened in early November. And by the way, we're shooting it just a few days before the Ford electric SUV is revealed and also the Tesla pickup. Anyways, back to Volvo. This is the charging port. We've been having, actually it closed correctly now. It's a sedan, obviously, so you can see it's got a different back altogether. So the front looks identical to the wagon. The back looks quite a bit different. You have different lights than the wagon. The trunk is fairly spacious. And it's a manual trunk, it's not an electric trunk. It doesn't have that famous foot swipe function that the other car has. Actually, it may have just opened without me touching it, so it may have that. So let's try it again. It does have the foot swipe function. Wow, look at that. But the trunk opens itself, but it's just a spring. It's not an electric opener. It's a fairly substantial trunk with this, and the seats you can lay them down 40-60 split. We were transporting some long items, no problem to put it through, just like in a Tesla Model 3 sedan. Okay, it comes with the same charging cables like the wagon, obviously, and all the other plug-in hybrid Volvos. All right, so that's about it for the exterior, and let's jump in and go for a quick ride. So we won't be repeating all the specs because for all of you who have watched our review of the wagon brother, the V60 T8 Polestar engineered, we mentioned all the specs there, so we don't want to repeat ourselves. We invite you to watch that video available on our channel. So right now we're just going to take this baby for a quick spin. We're going to use, as always, our favorite B mode. Just like its wagon brother, the estimated range when you start with the full battery is approximately 36 kilometers. On a downhill ride, it sometimes even will change up to 40 kilometers. You may remember that in our much warmer conditions a few weeks ago on the wagon, we got 45 kilometers almost range in pure electric in ideal conditions without climate. Right now, because of the snowstorm that just happened and unusually cold temperatures that are happening well below zero, we were able to test this car in winter conditions. So basically driving as economically as we can, but in sub-zero temperatures with the climate on, and also, as you can notice probably here, the heated steering wheel on. The nice thing about that, I have to mention that you have a 3-stage steering wheel heater, so we keep it on position 1, which is warm enough, just warm enough to keep your hands warm, and that's a nice feature as well. So anyways, the result of our test, the range test in electric mode in the winter conditions, and then we're not particularly pushing it at all. We were driving rather economically with a mix of highway and city driving, and that was northbound to Caledon yesterday in rather cold weather. And so basically we were able to get only about 26 kilometer full electric range. And again, it was mixed city and highway. On the way back down, we tried and compare also the fuel consumption, because this is a plug-in hybrid, so it still has an engine in it. We were trying to compare consumption in hybrid mode in the mix of highway and city driving compared to using the charge mode, which basically recharges the battery. And the result of our test showed that the consumption does go up, which is logical because it's also charging the battery. And the difference in consumption was about 2 liters per 100 kilometers. So we were getting about 7 liters per 100 in hybrid mode, in mixed driving, and even as much as 9 liters per 100 in using the charge mode, which is capable of recharging your battery from empty to full over about probably a couple of 100 kilometers of highway driving. So what that does allow you to do is, if your battery is depleted, you're going on a highway, you can recharge your battery. When you leave the highway, put it back in electric mode. In fact, there are some companies like BMW that are offering now geofencing switch for the electric motor, meaning that in congestion zones in Europe, and they do exist in UK and other countries, the car is pre-programmed once the navigation is on to charge the battery in advance in anticipation of entering an emission-free zone, and then the car will automatically switch to electric mode once you enter the congestion zone. So BMW was the first one to announce this. I'm sure that other manufacturers like Volvo will soon start offering this geofencing EV mode activation. So the only other thing we can mention about this one, we're stuck in traffic on Lakeshore. It's Friday today, so it's gonna be pretty crowded. Is that the car is basically lighter than its wagon brother. So the EV range in ideal conditions, you should be able to squeeze a little bit more in pure electric in ideal summer or warm conditions, so likely more than 45 kilometers. And again, the battery size here is 11.6, which is kind of in line with its competition from BMW and others, plug-in hybrids. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding this, now of course, before we go, we have to mention the pricing. The pricing for the Volvo S60 T8 in its R-Design version starts at 66,000 approximately, but the car we're driving right now, the base for the Polestar engineered version is 80,000, just over 80,000, and then as we are driving it here with all the a couple of extra options is 82,000, just over 82,000, and that includes metallic paint charge and the head-up display right here. The nice thing about it, I'm not sure how it's possible, but normally in our BMW, the head-up display, when I'm wearing UV protected sunglasses, I cannot see it very clearly. In this car, even with my sunglasses on, I can see the head-up display very, very clearly. So that's a bonus. Other than that, basically this car is identical to its wagon brother. So if you want more details on the technical specs and our impressions, please refer to our V60 video that has recently been published on both Facebook and our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.